What is up, YouTube? Matt McKeever here, and I'm really excited for today's video where I've put my wholesalers out into the field, and they're actually going to be presenting to you some of the best markets in Ontario, Canada to invest in. And we're going to be breaking down for you some of the typical returns, some of the typical rent prices, as well as just giving you some background and some perspective in regards to those local real estate markets. There's some really great rental and BRRRR opportunities in these markets, so make sure you pay attention. You might want to break out, like, I don't know, your notepad or take notes in your phone, because we go really in depth with my different wholesalers. And if you haven't signed up for my wholesaler email list, there's going to be a link in the video description down below where whenever we get new great opportunities to invest in southwestern Ontario, you guys can take advantage and be first in line by being on our email list. And let's jump in to today's video.
Hey guys, I'm Mike Nowicki. Welcome to Windsor. Let me tour you around the city. We're gonna do some interviews and see kind of what people think about this city. I'm excited to show it to you guys, and I hope you guys invest with me. Thank you. Hey guys, we're here in Windsor today. We're going to be going around the city in a town of Walkerville and then Sandwich, so you guys can get a little bit of a contrast of the city here in Windsor and where you can invest and kind of everywhere in between. So right now we're in my favorite part of Windsor. This is the Sculpture Park. It's right on the river. Right behind me here you can actually see the Ambassador Bridge. It's actually Canada's most used bridge for crossing from Canada to America, which is pretty great. Across the river is again Detroit, which is a great sight to see at nighttime, throughout the day. I really do love it here, and in fact this bike path right here, it's like kilometers long, and they've really improved that recently. So yeah, let's just pop over to Walkville and go talk to some residents over there. Hey guys, we're here in Walkerville today. This is one of the more prominent neighborhoods in Windsor. Over on the other side we have Sandwich Town, then goes towards like the university area, and then downtown, and then finally Walkerville, and then it gets closer to the other side, closer to Tecumseh and things like that. People really do love to live here in Walkerville. In fact, we were just talking to someone, and they told us they moved out of Toronto, or they moved out of Windsor to go to Toronto and then back to Walkerville. So it's like, it brings people back. In Walkerville there's a lot of these big brick houses, a lot of these big siding ones too. Everything's two-story around here. There's no bungalows, so, and a lot of the, like, here's a duplex right there. You can see there's two mailboxes. A lot of duplexes, in fact. The great thing about it is that there is so many houses here that are already flipped, and there's already a lot of work done to them, and then there's some that just need some love, right? And that's why it's a great place for us to come in and flip these houses, right? So right behind me here you can see these guys are mid-flip right now. That's something that has big potential here in Walkerville. I mean, there's all these different houses. If you look to the left, like, you can make these look like that, right? Some work to it, some new windows, some new siding, roof. You can make these places beautiful, and the landscaping, when it's done there, it's going to look fantastic. We're going to go try to find some people, and let's learn a little bit more about Walkerville today. All right, guys, we're here in Walkerville today, and Erica volunteered with us too. Not really volunteered. I asked her to help us. Erica, tell us, like, did you grow up here in Windsor?
Yeah, I grew up in South Walkerville, and then I moved to Toronto. And then I came back because I hated Toronto, and I've never been so happy to see a city in the rearview mirror of a U-Haul than I was to see Toronto go and come back.
And you came back to Windsor and Walkerville again.
Yes, and I actually lived on top of the Twisted Apron for like 5 years, and then I didn't want to leave Walkerville because this neighborhood's amazing, so I just moved, then I bought a house.
So you bought this house?
Yes.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Have you guys been residents of Windsor your whole lives, or?
I came here when I was 15, and he was older than that.
And I was 20.
You guys were 20. So, what's your favorite part about Windsor?
I think it's because it's so multicultural.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's one of the few cities I think that embraces all of the cultures.
Yeah.
And I think that's
true.
great.
Yeah, even some of the police vehicles have different languages written on them, right?
Yeah, well, in the grocery store too, I noticed.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
And I love that too. I mean, on Wyandotte, you have a lot of the Arabic and Muslim community, and then on Erie, there's a ton of Italians.
Yeah.
I'm Polish, and there's a big Polish community here
yes.
as well, which I think is fantastic.
Oh, it is, because we have all the different cultures.
Yes, the multiculturalism, people can support it themselves, and Windsor as well has done a good job of it.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Is there a reason why Walkerville for you too?
No, but the longer you live here, you start looking through books and you realize the history of the Walkerville area.
Walkerville.
Yes, it's beautiful.
I have a few simple questions for you guys if you don't mind answering them. I want to know, do you guys know what the median income is per household here in Windsor?
Having a clue.
No clue?
75,000?
That's with 2 people?
Yes.
What about with 1?
One? Probably 40.
Oh boy, that's hard to say. I'm not sure what it would be.
I'm going to set it at, let's say, 50, 60,000, somewhere around there.
What about the population of Windsor?
Very, very densely populated. Like it's not that big of a city, but I want to say somewhere around, let's say 300,000 plus.
Like 150,000.
200,000?
It's over 200,000, that's all I know.
Do you know what the vacancy rate here is? Like how many houses are truly empty?
In this city alone,
Yeah.
I would say maybe percentage-wise,
Yeah.
I would say maybe a quarter.
I think there's a lot of vacancy here.
A lot of vacancy.
Yeah, well, especially now, too, the pandemic. But I think there's a lot of houses here that, a lot of places where it could be filled, that are not.
Probably not many, because from what I understand, it's impossible to find anything right now.
Not wrong.
So 5%, I don't know, I would say it's pretty low.
Who are the main employers here in Windsor?
The university, which is where I work.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Probably the big 3. I don't know how many of them are left, maybe 1. The casino,
The
probably.
casino,
I would
yep.
say those 3.
Yep.
And the city.
Big 3, you're talking about like automotive?
Like probably more Chrysler and Ford. I don't really know. There's not much GM here anymore, so
Yeah,
probably
true.
more Chrysler than
Unfortunately,
anything.
there is.
Well, Chryslers,
Chrysler's a big
yes,
one. Yep.
yes, definitely. I would say Chryslers, any of the factories of feeder plants. That's what this Windsor is. It's a factory plant, city. Maybe the casino and stuff like that. I'm not sure of downtown.
Main employers, I want to say, well, we're pretty much a manufacturing city, so like I want to say Chrysler's probably number 1, and then number 2 is probably a feeder plant,
Yeah,
something
there's
like
a lot
that.
Probably the university.
University, that's a big one. Thank you for sharing with me, you two. I'm sure you guys could tell me a lot of stories about your past here in Windsor. So this is kind of a street that you can tell is pretty much under construction. I see a flip going on there, another one there, roof's getting changed, and we're just gonna wrap it up for the Walkerville area here. I hope you guys got a little bit of value out of there. And it's cool, in fact, you guys might know the Wind City real estate team. They're Aditya and Cassidy and Matt and Marco, they're all part of that team. If you guys ever want to buy stuff off the MLS, talk to them. They're great people here. Right now we're on E0, which is like it's kind of like a highway that passes right through the city, because Windsor's a very like horizontal type of city, and it makes it really fast to go from one side of Windsor to the other. So I could pretty much get it from one side of the city to the other in roughly 5 to 10 minutes. Like I don't count, but I mean versus in town where there's traffic throughout the day, it just makes this city, if you're a real estate investor and you're coming here to check on your properties and they're not all in the same neighborhood, this makes your life real easy. So instead of spending the whole day, technically you could spend half the day by just saving yourself from the traffic and driving time. Hey guys, we're here in Old Sandwich Town in Windsor, Ontario. It's pretty cool history in this place. So in fact, there was battles here shot during the War of 1812, the Battle of Windsor in 1838. So a whole lot of history goes on here in Sandwich Town. The thing is, there's this guy, he bought a lot of houses in the area, and a lot of them got boarded up because they're planning on building a bridge coming through just like the Ambassador Bridge, and they're going to rip out a bunch of these houses. So they say that's been the plan for years and years and years now. But you see there's a lot of houses that could use there's a lot of room to improve a lot of these houses here in Windsor, or in Sandwich Town. So it's exciting. This is an area I do some marketing in for the wholesaling. So, and in fact, this place is so close to the University of Windsor, and it's a lot more affordable than that central university area. So it's a really great place for student housing investors to buy in. So we're in Sandwich Town today, guys. This is Faye. We were just walking by her house. It looks like she's painting some of her chairs on a Tuesday. So Faye, tell me, you were telling me before, you've kind of lived in Sandwich Town for your whole life, right?
Grew up here and was married, lived in Essex for a few years, then moved back here, and all my children are here. Been here for the last 40 years with my children.
Okay. You said you lived down the road and then you
two doors down was my mom's house, okay. Still is.
Yeah.
Then we bought the house across the street.
Okay.
Then for my son, we bought this house when we're ready to downsize, to retire. We're here, children are there.
So this is pretty much your family runs this block then.
It's called Brock Street, but it should have been Frederick Street. West End's a good place to live.
So what's your opinion about Sandwich Town? Because there's been a lot of good and a lot of bad happen here, right?
Yeah, there's which everywhere.
Yeah.
Because we used to go roller skating in Riverside.
Yeah.
And the West Enders were in Riverside roller skating, but there's just as bad over there. There's bad everywhere, but there's good here too.
So I noticed, like, with the bridge being built, there's a lot of the boarded up houses. Like, how did that make you feel growing up here and then seeing that kind of thing happen?
That is not good. Those houses need to come down because there's raccoons, rats, everything. They need to come down, and it's taken the value of our homes down.
And I agree. And there's a lot of, because of that, there's a lot of room for people like those house flippers and stuff like that, or anything like that, just to kind of improve some of the area, right? Do you feel like the students now there's a lot more student housing? Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing for this area?
Student housing, yeah, it's good. It's good.
So you have no kind of negative opinions about that?
Not really, because they need a place to live. They come from other areas, and if they, as long as it doesn't turn into a party house, and they are there for what they're there for.
So just around the corner from a bunch of boarded up places, you can see right behind the camera, there is brand new, it looks like purpose-built duplexes here, townhouses right there, under construction. So like, people are investing here and actually developing here because there is a future for Sandwich Town, and it's not just what people say, the West End of Windsor. I'm here with Sam. He's from Superior
Services.
Okay, so basically we're just walking by and we have a group of construction workers here working on this new build. It looks like a duplex. Yep. They're doing the concrete here. So a couple questions about the city. Are you noticing a lot of people are still developing here?
Well, you know what, I was pretty surprised that we got the call to come over here, and especially in the West End, we're usually always LaSalle, Lakeshore, and stuff like that. But to see a development like this in such a kind of a behind area, it's like it's really bringing life to the whole neighborhood.
It's exciting, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited, man.
Does that mean future work for you guys here in Sandwich Town?
You know what? I wouldn't mind, man. It's not a bad place to It's been here for a while. It's about time it caught some attention.
So as you guys heard, the biggest employers here in Windsor are straight up right behind me. We have Caesars Windsor, you can see in this shot, Chrysler. You can't quite see the university, but it's just behind us there. These are the biggest 3 employers here in Windsor. You've heard it from everyone else. We have a big range of the population here in Windsor, but what the real number is 233,763 people. That was, I think, in 2015, so it's obviously grown a little bit since then. then. We have a 2.4% vacancy rate here in Windsor. The median income here in Windsor is actually, for a single person, it's $31,236, and if you have two people living in a household, it's about $74,486 a year. So we had kind of a lot of guesses in there, but that's the facts for you guys. And I really appreciate you guys watching this video with us, and I hope you learned just a little bit about Windsor. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too.
I want to thank you again for being here with us on the second Virtual Wybo Limo Tour. We're super excited to have you. My name is Diego. I'm going to be showing you today London, Ontario. I'm on a super busy highway, so let's get out of here and I'll show you everything that the city has to offer. With that, let's go. Okay guys, now that we're in a much quieter set, let's talk a little bit more about London, why it is a great city to live and invest. I hope you guys are getting a lot of great value from this and enjoying it as much as I am. So let's jump a little bit on the history of London. It was founded in 1826 by Lieutenant Governor John Graves Simcoe. It was originally planned to be the site of the capital for Upper Canada Village, but instead it became more of an administrative seat for what is now Toronto. The first roads and buildings were led by Colonel Thomas Talbot, and that is a reason why you can see a lot of his name around the city. And eventually in 1855, it became a city officially for Canada. So let's jump with a little bit of general facts. Population is around 400,000. It has a humid continental climate, so the average summer temperature will go anywhere between 20 to 23 degrees, and the average winter temperature will go anywhere between 0 and -5 degrees, which, if you ask me, I think it's a great climate. London is Canada's 11th largest metropolitan area and has a great growth rate, actually the second largest according to Statistics Canada, with a 2.3%. It is just in second place after Kitchener and Waterloo, which have a 2.9%. So now let's talk why businesses and jobs. London's growth is primarily driven, or was driven, by manufacturing, but after 2009, the economic punch delivered a blow to this booming industry, and as a result, London experienced a transition from a manufacturing hub to more of a technology center. Due to this change, the city's growth slowed a little bit in the recent years, but it's still on an upward swing. London has many booming industries, such as biomedical research, marketing firms, tech startups, healthcare, and many more. Actually, in 2017, 10 of London businesses made it to the Profit 500 fastest growing companies in Canada. According to PayScale, the average salary here in London is $50,000, and the average household income can go anywhere between $95,000 to $150,000, which is a great income when you compare it to markets like Ottawa and Toronto. The housing here in London is still really affordable with these salaries compared to this. With big town amenities and a small town feel, London offers the best of both worlds. From its hustling and bustling downtown to quiet parks and neighborhoods, there is really something for everyone in London. With plenty of business opportunity, London's economic scene is the ideal place for startups, small businesses, and large enterprises alike. Its central location allows for easy access to larger cities and small towns. It is further home to an abundance of entertainment, activities, arts, culture, parks, nightlife, and restaurants, proving there is something for everyone here. In other words, it is a growing and diverse city with a vibrant community. Okay guys, now that we've killed all that general stuff, let's go ahead and see why you should invest in London, Ontario. So one of the principal reasons that I would tell you that London is a great market is because it has had a steady growth on the appreciation every year over the last couple of years. So it just has simply like your return on investment has been great. No matter what price you bought, you're almost secure to appreciate the next year. The second reason is because Western University and Fanshawe College are some of the biggest educational institutes on southwestern Ontario. This brings around 60 to 70,000 students every year at some point of the year, which is great for the rental market. The student housing that these institutions provide is just not enough to take all of them, right? So there's a lot of students looking for places to stay, and most of the time, these students will pay the rent on time every time. So I've gone ahead and done some research on the June 2020 real estate market in London. I'll show you on the next clip the 5 best reasons why London is a strong and really good market. Now those are some really nice stats that we just saw. Plus, you can expect as a landlord to have a vacancy rate of just 1.8%. And for rents, you can expect to be charging for a 1-bedroom apartment between $1,000 to $1,300. For a 2-bedroom apartment, anywhere between $1,300 to $1,600. And anything that is 3 beds up, you can expect to charge more than $1,600. Now, that is really exciting. Those are really good rents, and there's a lot of people here that can actually pay for those and are glad to pay for those updated units. Hey guys, now that I've showed you all the real stats that you want to see as an investor here in London, Ontario, I want to show you a real life example of a wholesale deal that Mike Nowicki actually did to our real estate investor friend, James Fernandez. He did an amazing job on a duplex on Florence Street. Mike got him a great deal. And I just want to break down the numbers for you guys so you can see the potential that East London has for you guys. So let's go ahead and check it out. Okay guys, so just breaking down the economics of this deal. The purchase price, the whole fee for Mike was $50,000. The renovations were $120,000. James says that he did this because his first strategy was Airbnb, and then he decided to change it to a BRRRR method. So all in, he was $320,000, and then he got it appraised recently for $400,000, which is amazing. His rents are $1,600 for the upper unit and $1,250 for the lower unit. The upper unit is a 2-bed, 1-bath. The lower unit is $1,250 for 1 bed, 1 bath, which is amazing. Those are really nice rents, and I'm going to show you why he is able to charge this. So this is the before pictures. If you see, it really needed a lot of job. Mike did a fantastic job here looking for the worst place he can find on Florence Street. So this is how it looked. It needed definitely a lot of love and renovations. And this is how James finished the duplex, which is amazing. Look at that. The detail on it, it's pretty, it's wide. All the colors are nice. IKEA kitchen, stainless steel appliances, long unit. I think for me at least, being a tenant, I would love to have my laundry in my unit all the time. That way I don't have to be sharing with anyone. Really nice. And that's the reason that you can charge those types of rents, right? So if you see, he's charging way above market rent for a 2-bedroom apartment on East Side London. That is a fantastic rent for $1,600. So this is the potential that is here in London, guys. Be always aware of the deals that we put on the market, and grab them fast, because this is, if you do a good job, this is what you can get out of it. I hope you enjoyed that deal breakdown as much as I did. I don't want to make this video too long. I know you guys are eager to check all the deals that we have available for you in London. So if you want to connect with me, you can always do it at dterraza1 on Instagram. And if you haven't yet, please go to YouTube and subscribe to Jeff Wybo's channel and Matt McKeever's channel. They have all the real estate information that you may need to start your career or make it better in real estate. So thank you very much. I'll see you soon, and I hope you keep enjoying this limo tour. Bye.
Hey guys, my name is Shahir Shahid, and I hope you guys are enjoying the Wybo Limo Tour so far. I'm in beautiful city of St. Thomas right now. I have a beautiful view. We're actually in Pinafore Park, and in this video, I'm gonna be showing you 3 different attractions that I personally love, as well as 3 homes that I had under contract in St. Thomas and I assigned to satisfy buyers. And last but not least, I'm gonna be showing you a market update with my own personal realtor that I use in St. Thomas. So guys, without further ado, stay tuned and let's go. All right guys, quick history lesson for you. This building that I'm standing in front of is one of the most historic buildings in St. Thomas. As you can see towards my right and left, there are railways. Back in 1814, this was the railway hub of Canada. Over 100 trains going back and forth in and out of the city. Now let's talk about the founder for a second. The founder, his name was Thomas Talbot, who really encouraged city's development in the early 1900s. Now, aside from that, you could already tell like how beautiful St. Thomas is alone just with the character of the building. And I will be showing you other attractions as well that will give you a better understanding of what St. Thomas is all about. So let's go. All right, guys, let's switch it up a bit now. Right now, I'm standing right next to one of the wholesale deals I assigned to one of my most satisfied buyers yet, also known as Mike Rosart and Eunice. This is in the upper side of St. Thomas. It's a mixed commercial as well as residential property. As you can tell, it's an entire building. As you can see, the main part is a laundromat, and on the second floor upstairs, it's a duplex. But I got this property under contract for $160,000. I signed it for $180,000. So if Mike Rosart and Eunice got this for $180K, put 50 G's into it, this will appraise way more than what they put into it for sure. So considering the St. Thomas area, I just want to give you a brief idea of what it is. Put the map on top. Talbot line, Talbot Street, right in the middle, splits the upper part to the lower part. So the upper part's lower end, the lower part higher end, higher clients, right? So if we're talking about rents, $800 to $1,000 would be a 1-bed. For a 2-bed, it'll be between $1,100 to $1,200. 3-bed, $1,300 to $1,400. And especially if it's $1,400, it needs to be up to the 9s, especially in St. Thomas. Now, if we're talking about the lower area, which is below Talbot line, then you're talking about higher rents, higher quality clients. And especially, obviously, the people here you attract are low quality tenants. So you need to make sure you do your due diligence, do background checks, do credit checks to make sure that you are getting quality tenants, right? You don't want to make that mistake of really skipping that important and integral part in your business. Now, going back to this property, it's actually one of the first buildings I've ever did. So I've got the financial statements for this. I actually learned so much from this deal just alone, and it was a win-win situation from the seller to the buyer as well as myself. All right, guys, right now we are at Elevated Park in St. Thomas on a bridge. This was actually an abandoned railway path that has now turned into a public park. And this is just managed by different volunteers and different citizens of Elgin County and St. Thomas. So just seeing how beautiful this is, just take a look at the view. It's amazing. Hey guys, if you are ever in St. Thomas, you have to come check out this place. It's called the Elevated Park, and you can't miss it. Like if you ever want to come for fire IG pics, this is a place. So before it was an abandoned railway path, but now it turned into a free public park for the citizens of St. Thomas to use. All right guys, right now I'm actually here with a special guest. His name is?
Scott Campbell.
Scott Campbell. He's a resident of St. Thomas, Ontario. And I just wanted to get your point of view, Scott, of what you think about the city and its development so far.
Oh, I just love the city. Everything's getting developed south of the city at Lake Margaret over there. A lot of nice homes, a lot of nice people moving in here. It's nice because we're only 30 minutes south of London. A lot of people work in the bigger city, but they live here. Just awesome.
Yeah, so you've been living here for 10 years now, right?
I was born here. I moved away for a while, but I've been back for 10 years, yeah.
So what have you seen in terms of development that you've been astounded by?
A Superstore mall, like with Superstore, Walmart, they just expanded that all. We got a lot of new stores, Winners, PetSmart. Of course, they're trying to reopen because of the coronavirus, but I think everything's going to be on track pretty soon.
Very nice. And I see you're a homeowner yourself, right? And when did you get this property?
I bought this property about 5 years ago.
5 years ago?
Yep.
For how much?
$140,000.
Do you know how much it's worth right now?
I just had it reappraised at $269,500.
Have you added any value to it?
Not too much, no. I mow the lawn. That's about it, yeah.
No, that's amazing. Well, I appreciate your time. Is there anything else you'd like to say to the audience who are thinking about investing in St. Thomas?
Oh, if anyone wants to come live in St. Thomas, it's a nice small town and everybody's friendly here. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
I love it. Thank you very much, Scott.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, guys, my name is Shahir Shahid, and right now I'm standing in front of a duplex that I actually wholesaled to my good friend, Chris Herlin. This was a deal I did in March, and this is actually a duplex, up and down duplex with a 3-bed and a 2-bed. And I'm so fortunate to actually know my good friend and realtor Joe Huey, because he's the one that got this deal for me. This is an expired listing, which means this was suspended from the MLS because no one really took and saw the opportunity in it. So when we went back to the seller, we were able to negotiate a price that was a win-win situation for all parties. Now, more on this property. It is a 3-bed as well as a 2-bed. Chris was going to add one more bed in for the 2-bed, so it would be a 3-bed and a 3-bed. Now, if we look at from that point of view, cash flow would be crazy on that because it exceeds the 1% rule. I got this property for $225. I wholesaled it for $240 with a $15K wholesale fee, and my good man Chris, the after repair value appraisal on this is well above $350. So guys, if you want deals like this, if you want amazing multifamily properties in St. Thomas, definitely reach out to me, being connected with me, and by the way, get to know a wholesaler. Thank you. All right, guys, I hope you guys are getting tremendous amount of value from the video so far. I'm right next to my realtor, my first realtor that I actually have a very good relationship with, that when I first came to St. Thomas, we interacted with. So it's been an amazing time working with you, Joe, and you can take it away from right here.
All right, well, I just want to give a quick snapshot of what the market is like in the St. Thomas and London area. We're right now sitting at roughly 1,500 homes listed per month, and about 80% of those are being sold. The average price is $373,000, so it's still about 200 below market value for other metropolitan areas of similar size and demographics. And it's a great time to buy here. It's a great time to sell here.
And how is the market like? Is it like super hot? Is it a bit slowed down during COVID or after COVID?
If anything, COVID actually perked up our market more. Just going by my own personal experience, I had a really dry November, well, from November to, I would say, February. My business itself was getting really dry. And then I got involved with Shahir at that point, and business just started taking off from that point. I did about 9 deals in May itself, and it set me up for the rest of my year. And that's just since I've met Shahir, and we've done, I think, 3 deals together.
Also, Joe, just to get a quick idea on how competitive it is in St. Thomas, like how many offers are there on homes these days?
It depends on the price range that you're looking at. Anything below 300, we've been seeing 9, 10, 12. I've even heard of 27 going in on a house. Getting above there, it's a little bit more dwindled, but not nearly as much. Going up to even 400 or 500, you still have multiple offer situations. But just having him as a backdrop, I've been able to approach more clients that are looking to sell their homes, that are looking to not have the traditional amount of showings. They can come in, they have 3 to 4 showings total with groups of people going through all at once, not more than 5, and it's done. They don't have to worry about paying overpriced secondary commissions. It's just one commission they have to pay, then that's it. Yeah. And they're good to go.
And I would love to touch upon his point where he mentioned how working with a wholesaler really accelerated his business. And likewise, man, like with you just being on my team, it's really just made me more of an expert in St. Thomas, and just learning from you based on the contractors to the estimations to actually your expertise in St. Thomas has really accelerated me in my expert market, right? So guys, I really emphasize on you actually creating your power team and really getting powerful realtors on your team that are experts in their area. Was there anything else you'd like to mention, Joe?
Just I'm always open for business. And I work the London, St. Thomas area, have car, will travel, and I will do whatever I can for my clients, as well as if they don't want to have a whole bunch of people through their house, I have the option of having a wholesaler come through and getting it done faster.
All right, Joe, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram under Better Hugh for You Real Estate. You can find me on Facebook with Josiah Hughey. Last name is Hughey. I'm on Twitter. I have my own website. It's betterhughforyou.com.
Love it. Thank you very much, guys. On to the next one. All right, guys, take a look at this monument right here. I'm standing right next to Jumbo, the giant African elephant. Now, it was a very tragic event back in September 15th of 1885. Unfortunately, he was struck by a train in St. Thomas. And yes, I'm not making this up. This is a true story that you can Google. He was actually struck by a train. And I don't know how it happened, but it did happen. So in order for them to commemorate his memory and that tragic event, the citizens of St. Thomas as well as Allegan County, they really just erected this monument to really just have it as a tourist attraction and really be part of their history. All right, guys, last but not least, you see the single family home right behind me? It's a 3-bed, 1-bath located on the upper end of Talbot Street. Now, it's obviously the lower end. This single family home, I got it under contract for $200,000. I assigned it to my buyer for $210,000. This was actually an exclusive listing that I got from my good friend and realtor, Joe Hughey. And look what they did. The buyer just put it back on the MLS right after he closed on it because he knew that post-COVID, it was going to be hot and people were going to be jumping on properties like hotcakes. Like my good friend, Joey also mentioned, was that right now, there's so less inventory on the market that homes are going in multiple offers. So he listed this property at $250, and by no doubt it's going to go in multiple offers and really catch the grain in terms of the competition in St. Thomas. So aside from that, guys, if you do want killer single family deals below 200K or around 200K in St. Thomas, reach out to me, be on the buyer's list. And until then, guys, peace. All right, guys, right now I'm standing right next to my good boy, Chris Herlin, the killer, the triathlon athlete. We actually checked out your property just before we came here, 88 Curtis. Yeah. So, guys, that was a duplex I assigned to him. How killer was that deal?
Dude, one of the best deals I've ever done. It is a beautiful house. Everyone that comes in says, like, what a killer deal. Like, just beautiful house inside, huge, 3 full bedrooms, you know, in each unit. So, yeah, man, appreciate it. Great deal.
Man, I love it. But at the end, like, we're still going strong, man. Like, he's working on a flip right now. This is how busy this guy is. So I swear to God, you want to show us through the flip?
Yeah, we can go through it if you want to see it. Let's do it. Cool, man. So yeah, like, this is a full gut. It was, plaster was all breaking, so we drywalled the whole house again. So me and my partners, we just did this right now. So yeah, we opened the whole kitchen. As you can see, opened this wall here. It was all enclosed.
How much did you spend on the rentals altogether?
We were $40,000.
40,000.
Yeah, but we did all by ourselves, just starting a business and just doing everything we can, right, to build the business the right way possible. That's the best way possible. Yeah.
The deal that I assigned to you, was that your first St. Thomas deal?
That was the first St. Thomas deal.
Guys, that was the first St. Thomas deal. Now the viewers are watching because they are interested in investing in St. Thomas. So why did you start?
St. Thomas was a place that I was always looking for, like to invest in terms of like how the city is growing and how London is growing and people are moving towards different smaller cities. And the prices are competitive here still. So that being said, we just thought that it was a good idea to just start investing in smaller cities that we could just get the most amount of equity and then invest on those cities to grow with the city and then move forward.
Well said, man. Well said. Now, if you were to give advice to someone, some individual on the other end that is interested in St. Thomas, but it really is on the fence, what would you advise that person?
Well, like you guys have to do your due diligence, of course. It's a city that's growing. It's a city that has a lot of potential. Like if you can see the street outside, they're revitalizing the whole city. And so the city is interested on improving. So with that being said, you know, the people that want to come to the city and improve the city too, you're going to get the equity. Just if you didn't do a deal with Shahir yet, just time to do it. Just get it done.
All right, guys, all good things must come to an end, and this video is no exception. I hope you guys got tremendous value out of this video, and I really just want to give you a sneak peek of what St. Thomas really is. So if you did get a lot of value, please reach out to me, share your experience, and if you are on the fence of investing in St. Thomas, also feel free to reach out to me. You can reach out to me on Instagram as Sheer Ethic, and whatever questions you have, I'm at your disposal. Aside from that, guys, if you already aren't signed up for our buyers list, it's mattmckeever.com/private deals. We will send you all off-market properties there. And until next time, guys, see you on the next one.
I wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
Great 7 a.m. workout. What? Who put that there? Tyler! I should have some roll. Let's go to Sarnia. What is this? Place this bracelet upon your wrist and repeat this phrase 3 times, and you shall become an expert in the market of your children. Can I try it? Yeah. Problems are profits. Problems are profits. Problems are profits. Tyler, what's happening? What's going on, everybody? You made a fantastic choice showing up to the Virtual Wybo Limo Tour. My name's Amar, and I'm going to be your go-to guy for Sarnia real estate. Sarnia is the largest city in Lambton County with a population of 71,594 people. Lambton County is also known as the Blue Water County because it's located on the north and west side of Lake Huron River and the St. Clair River. Sarnia specifically is located in the Eastern Bank Junction where Lake Huron flows, meets the St. Clair River, and forms the Canadian-US border. So if you hop on your jet ski and get in your boat and go across the river, that's actually Port Huron, Michigan, right there. Look at that view. Wow. Sarnia is also known as the Imperial City because their number one industry is the petrochemical industry, which manufactures and distributes at a worldwide scale. The natural port was very attractive for early settlers in the 1600s, and the Sarnia port remains an important center for lake freighters and cargo ships to this very day that carry agriculture and petroleum products. Now, the natural port and the salt caverns, coupled with the oil that they found in the oil springs in 1858, led to a dramatic growth in the petrochemical industry in this area. Chemical Valley, I'm sure some of you may have heard of this. It's actually right here behind me. This is Chemical Valley. It's located south of downtown Sarnia and is home to 62 facilities and refineries such as Dow Chemical, Shell Canada, Imperial Oil, Nova Chemicals, just to name a few. Now, these industrial complexes are at the heart of Sarnia's infrastructure and economy. They employ 8,000 people and contribute to almost 45,000 jobs in this city. In 1971, the Canadian government deemed this area such an important part of the economic development of Canada that they actually printed a Sarnia oil refinery on the reserve of a Canadian $10 note. Now, I'm sure some of you may have heard of the recent Nova Chemical expansion that's been going on. Nova Chemicals is currently working on a $2.2 billion project in which they're going to be upgrading some of their current facilities and adding a whole new polyethylene plant. This whole new polyethylene plant will be able to produce 1 billion pounds of polyethylene per year. If you don't know what that is the world's most common plastic, used in everything from sandwich bags to bottles to coating, you name it. They use it in everything. And this new plant will actually generate 150 new jobs, permanent jobs, and 750 non-permanent jobs that are going to be support and maintenance type roles. And Nova's current 3 Sarnia Lambton facilities actually generate $144 million in employee salaries and benefits per year. Now, I know what you're thinking, like, cool, Amar, you're throwing a bunch of facts and figures at me, and what's the point? I know you're standing behind a fantastic view, but what's the point? Why are you telling me all this? The point is that Sarnia's economy is built on a very strong foundation, which makes it an excellent spot for Sarnia real estate investors to put their money. And now that I've given you a quick little broad overview of Sarnia and the city of Sarnia, let's get into the real good stuff. All right, guys, I got some more good stuff for you here. Here are the Mls Stats for June 2020 and year to date. So for the residential listings, we had 252 residential listings in Sarnia in June. And year to date, we've had so far 958. For the residential sales, there's been 184 sales in June and 712 sales year to date. For the average sale price, it's 408,317 in June, which is actually a 20% increase from last year. And for year to date, the average sale price so far is $371,786, which is a 12% increase from last year as well. The vacancy rate in Sarnia is 3.1%. It is very good for finding strong tenants. The rental market is very high in demand right now. Unemployment rate is 8.6%. This was in February 2020. They still have not done the unemployment rate for March or April or May or June. And so 8.6 in February 2020. I know it may seem a little bit high. That is because a majority of the population in Sarnia is actually retired. Lambton County is rated number 6 in best places to retire in Ontario. So it's a very big retirement community in Sarnia. For the median household income, it's $77,855, and the average rents in Sarnia are $1,500 plus utilities, but they vary from neighborhood to neighborhood, which we will talk about shortly. And back with some more of the good stuff. I'm here with my good buddy Jason Brown. He's an amazing realtor in Sarnia, and we're here to break down some of the different neighborhoods for you guys.
Hey guys, how are you? All right, so anything north of 402, you're definitely doing well. This is a higher end location, really sought after school districts, and close to Canatera Park, it just gets nuts. All this is so desired right here. South of 402, still great locations there. You just got to be careful with certain areas. There's certain areas like Forsyth and stuff like that where there's some lower end rentals. You got to be careful. But there is some beautiful little pockets down here for rental or investment opportunities. Anything close to college is great. Again, you got Northgate Shopping Center. This whole area, again, a great rental market in here.
So what kind of rents do you think I can charge in, like, let's just say north of the 402? What am I?
So north of the 402, you're going to be 16 to, 2,500, and we've seen in certain areas like the newer locations, newer subdivisions, 35 to 4,500 up in here. And then again, if you're up near the lake, it goes. The closer you get to the lake, the higher it gets.
In terms of price, it gets more expensive?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And then back down in these areas here, your probably average rent is going to be around 1,500 plus utilities. Now again, that can vary in respect to where you are and size of home, location. So as you get diagonally over here, you're more like 12, 13, 14, and as you come up and in around in this location, you're more like 16, 17, 1,800 plus utilities.
Okay. And in your opinion, do you think I'll be able to find any properties that meet the 1% rule?
It's going to be difficult on market. Anything on MLS is typically going MLS. So if you can find off market properties, you'd be best to go that route, and you can probably get it close to the 1% rule.
Okay. And if I'm looking to flip, what areas should I focus on?
Any area in town is good. It's all hot right now. The whole city of Sarnia is exploding. Again, you're just going to have to be careful of some certain pockets in Sarnia where there's some low-end rental properties like triplexes and fourplexes that, I'm going to say like slumlords haven't really taken care of, and you got, dubious clientele there. It's just not great.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as you avoid some of those areas, you'll do fine.
For sure. Awesome. So if I'm a new investor and I haven't really ever invested in Sarnia, what advice would you have for me?
Right now, move fast.
Move fast. Awesome. I love it, Jason. This is Jason's information right here. If you ever need an amazing realtor in Sarnia, I'll find you the off-market deals. He'll sell them for you once you flip them, and we'll all make some money. Perfect. Thank you so much, Jason.
See you guys.
What's going on, guys? My name is Tyler. I'm on Matt McKeever's wholesale team, and today I'm presenting to you the city of Woodstock. Right now we are in Southside Park. As you can see, one of the nicer areas in Woodstock here. It's a nice little park. You see a lot of people come here during the day, enjoy a nice picnic, walk around, enjoy the scenery. No complaints, right? People are happy when they come here. It's a nice little area. So what I'd like to tell you guys is I'm glad you guys are here for the presentation. Hope you guys are enjoying it today, and looking forward to teaching you guys more about the city. Here we are at Woodstock's largest employer, Toyota. Now, as you can see, this is a very large factory. It is actually the largest Toyota distributor in Canada. It is the main distributor for the RAV4. It actually employs 8,000 people here in Woodstock. Population of Woodstock is roughly 40,000, so that's a good 20% of the city here. That means if you're buying rental properties in this area, you could definitely have someone that works here live at your rental property, and I believe this is why the vacancy rates are 1.8%. If you are looking to invest in Woodstock, this is definitely one of the main employers you're going to want to look into, and it's, as anybody knows, Toyota is not going anywhere. So thank you guys, hope you guys like this, so let's check out the next property. Welcome back, guys. Here is actually my very first property I got under contract in Woodstock. As you can see, it is a massive building. In total, this building accounts for 6 units, and it's a little bit of a different one. There's actually 3 separate titles on the building. I met the seller that actually owned 2 out of the 3 titles, meaning he owned 4 units total. Great building, great add to the portfolio if you like multifamily buildings. I got this one under contract for $270 and assigned it to my buyer for $300,000. The interior didn't need too much work, and it was under rented at roughly $2,700 a month. gross rents total would be up to $3,400 per month at a minimum. So definitely happy about this one. As you can see, it needs a little bit of work on the exterior, but great add to the portfolio. Hope you guys liked it. When you go drive around Woodstock, you'll notice it gives you like a feel where you're in like a small town, but it's also getting larger and it's developing very well. It gives you that feel where, you know, there's lots of farmers markets. It's a very festive city, so they have tons of events in the summertime. They have tons of festivals that go on, which makes it a very huge attraction in the summertime. And even when you go drive around, you know, you're looking around and you just know it's a nice city in general. If you look around, you'll see properties like spaced out very nicely. You know, it's not, sometimes you look around and a lot of properties are spaced super close and it doesn't really look as presentable, but I find here when I'm looking around Woodstock, properties are spaced out nicely. There's some good lot frontage. You know, there's a lot of great opportunity here in Woodstock. Alright guys, so here we have Fanshawe College. I believe most of you are probably aware that there's Fanshawe College in London. There's actually one in Woodstock as well. It is definitely on a smaller scale. They offer courses that relate to business, entrepreneurship. They offer courses that relate to child and youth care. There's also some health programs available. Definitely a nice add to Woodstock. Due to the fact that it is a smaller city, you wouldn't expect a college, for instance, but there is a relatively decent college here. There's also a community complex over there. They have a baseball diamond. It's a nice little area. I personally believe that this is a great area to invest in because the rentals that I have gone before are in the area, which are very close to this campus. Therefore, I feel it'd be a great value add for you. Alright guys, so just really quickly here, I just want to talk to you about my most recent assignment I've done, the one I'm most proud of. This is 243 Kensington Ave. So far as a wholesaler, I've started 5 months ago. I've done 7 deals, and this one is by far the most proud deal I have gotten so far. This is a fourplex. We got this under contract for $340,000, and we've assigned that for just over $400,000. It might sound like a big assignment fee, for sure, I understand, but our buyer was extremely happy to pay that price. He was more than happy to buy a nice fourplex in an A- neighborhood, B+ type neighborhood. There's the opportunity to add 1 bedroom in one of the units, which would, once fully renovated, this property will definitely generate at least $5,000 in rent. So at a price point of $340,000, I'm sure he's not complaining, not upset about that whatsoever. But yeah, beautiful building in a great neighborhood. I'm super proud of this one, guys. I'm looking to get more. Therefore, if you're around this area, the Woodstock, Ingersoll area, let me know. I'm always looking for multifamily, so let's see if we can make something happen. Yeah, so just going back to that Kensington property, the fourplex. This is literally 3 doors down, and as you can see, it's a nice little building. It's a 3-bedroom, 1 bathroom. This right here sold on the MLS for $340,000 back in May. So just comparing it to the fourplex I got that for $340,000. Sounds like a really good deal. I'm really happy about that. And this is, we don't know what it looks like on the interior, of course, but at a price point of $340,000 for a 3-bed, 1 bath, compared to a nice fourplex for $340,000 original price, that's very happy and very proud of that one for sure. So this is literally 3 doors down. Hey guys, hope you liked the presentation today. Like mentioned earlier, I love Woodstock as a city. I think it's a beautiful place, upcoming, great location, high in demand for rentals, so that's why you should be investing in Woodstock. If you have any more questions about Woodstock, reach out to me. My name is Tyler LaBreche. My Instagram is just my full name, Tyler LaBreche. And enjoy the day, guys. Hope you guys are having fun, and see you next time.
Alright, well I'm guessing if you made it to the end of this long video that you enjoyed it, so smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to my channel, but this is actually just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the information that you gain on a virtual Wybo Limo Tour. So every single Wybo Limo Tour, my team puts together this great package, this great experience that breaks down for you the local real estate markets as well as live deals that you can literally buy. On the last limo tour, someone ended up buying one of our wholesale deals and they're going to make a lot of money flipping that property. So if you're interested in checking out a future limo tour, there's going to be a link in the video description down below. Make sure you go grab your seat for the next virtual Wybo Limo Tour. This is a one-of-a-kind experience. No one else is doing this in the world. It's really just something that we've put together, and it's based upon our experience over the last decade being real estate investors and just trying to create a one-of-a-kind experience for our audience. So make sure you check it out if you haven't already, and otherwise smash that like button. I'll see you guys in the next video.